afraid of Candace Owens, and I'm happy to match her energy. I'm happy to wrestle in the mud with her.
We got something horribly scripted, and of course, she lied. In my name and on my birthday. Shame on you, Erika. Shame on you.
Candace Owens just dropped a wild accusation, claiming Laura Loomer allegedly crossed a serious line by exposing details connected to her family car online, and the internet has been in complete chaos ever since. If you've been scrolling through X lately, then you already know these two have been tearing into each other non-stop, throwing shady comments, accusations, and personal digs from every direction like it's an all-out war happening in real time. Every single day there seems to be another post, another screenshot, or another heated response making the situation even messier than before. But here's where things start getting really interesting. A lot of people online are beginning to wonder if there's something much deeper happening behind the scenes, because this drama suddenly feels way bigger than just two people arguing on social media. Some users have even started speculating that Erika Kirk could somehow be connected to all this tension swirling around Candace. Now, to be clear, these are only online theories and speculation, but people have definitely been talking. And honestly, when you look at the history between them, it's not hard to see why people are raising eyebrows.
For some reason, there's a lot of people that are really afraid of this nappy-headed black who just has a lot to say, but not really a lot to offer. So I'm not afraid of Candace Owens, and I'm happy to match her energy. I'm happy to wrestle in the mud.
He was subjected to take a breathalyzer test, and his blood alcohol content level was 0.261, which is literally 3 times over the legal limit. So the legal limit for drinking, if you're going to get in a vehicle, you shouldn't really drink and drive at all. Like personally, if you're having alcohol, you shouldn't drive at all. But if you're one of these people that drinks, you technically can drink until your blood alcohol level reaches a level of 0.08.
Ever since Charlie passed away, Candace has repeatedly spoken about Erika publicly, especially during her Bride of Charlie discussions, where she questioned a lot of things tied to Charlie's personal life, relationships, and legacy. Those videos sparked major reactions online, with supporters cheering Candace on while critics accused her of going way too far. Meanwhile, Erika has stayed mostly quiet publicly, which somehow only made the internet speculate even harder. You already know social media loves building theories whenever somebody refuses to respond directly. So now, with Laura Loomer suddenly entering the picture and aggressively targeting Candace online, people are starting to connect dots whether they make sense or not. Some are asking if Laura is truly acting alone, or if she could allegedly be helping push someone else's agenda behind the curtain. Again, there's absolutely no proof of that, but the internet has been running wild with theories, and once online speculation starts, it spreads fast like wildfire. Now let's break down exactly what Candace claimed happened, because she did not hold back at all. According to Candace, Laura allegedly posted information connected to her personal vehicles online, including details involving a brand new Range Rover that Candace says her husband gifted her recently.
Loomer is also a malignant sexual predator and has been repeatedly accused since the beginning of her career of raping and sexually assaulting men. That is not a typical thing that men come out with, that men come out and say, a woman sexually assaulted me, right? Take, for example, Alan Jacoby. This happened just last week. I want people to know that the real driver of the entire random attack on me from the president, and the reason why it was tinged a little there with some race, was actually his top advisor, Laura Loomer.
Candace sounded furious while explaining it, saying the situation made her feel targeted in a very personal way because it involved information connected to her family life rather than just political disagreements or online arguments. And she didn't stop there either. Candace went even further by bringing Laura's fiancé, Andrew Jacob Simpson, into the controversy. She alleged that Andrew, who reportedly works at a car dealership, may have improperly accessed private information tied to her vehicles. That accusation instantly sent social media into another frenzy because people started debating whether any laws or ethical boundaries may have been crossed if the claims were true. Others pushed back and argued there still wasn't enough evidence publicly available to prove exactly what happened. Still, the accusations alone were enough to turn this entire situation into one giant internet spectacle.
I want to know what's a good number of dicks before you have to settle down? Like, how many dicks do you need to get in your life before you're like, okay, it's time to settle down?
That's a good question.
How many?
How many have you had?
No comment.
Like, less than 30 days?
I can't count on my fingers because I don't have enough fingers.
Alright, so not have like a octopus
it's like on my
on her
vagina.
leg. Can you show us
Yeah,
what you're doing?
yeah, but I'm taking my pants off.
Okay. If I was gonna heard it was lower. If I was gonna stick my dick there, that's not a vagina.
Do you like it? It's pretty cute.
Speaking of which, Erika Kirk came out today, and she was channeling Janet Jackson in Rhythm Nation. I was feeling it at first. I was like, we're about to get a routine, a dance routine, and we didn't get that. Instead, we got something horribly scripted, and of course, she lied in my name and on my birthday. Shame on you, Erika. Shame on award ceremony, whereupon which I was awarded Time's Most Vile Person of the Year. Really? Wow. Okay, Trump. To what do I owe the honor?
Supporters of Candace immediately rallied behind her, saying nobody deserves to have personal information exposed online regardless of political differences. Meanwhile, Laura's supporters accused Candace of exaggerating the situation for attention and trying to paint herself as a victim in order to gain sympathy from her audience. As expected, both sides started digging up old clips, old tweets, and old controversies to throw at each other, making the entire feud even more explosive. And honestly, this whole situation shows just how vicious online political and influencer culture has become lately. What starts as arguments over opinions quickly turns personal, emotional, and incredibly messy. One minute it's debates and commentary, and the next minute people are accusing each other of harassment, stalking, leaking information, and secretly coordinating attacks behind the scenes. The internet really turns everything into chaos at lightning speed now, and this drama is proof of that. What's making people even more obsessed with this story is the timing of everything. Some viewers think it's suspicious that tensions exploded right when Candace has been speaking more aggressively about certain public figures and controversies online. Others think this is simply two outspoken personalities clashing because neither one knows how to back down once a fight starts. So now this situation has moved way past regular internet drama and straight into territory that people are calling seriously messy. Candace Owens is no longer just arguing online or trading insults back and forth. She's basically implying that what allegedly happened could cross legal lines involving privacy and personal information, and once accusations like that get thrown into the public, everything instantly becomes way more intense. Social media users immediately started debating whether laws could have been broken, whether private records were accessed improperly, and whether this entire situation could eventually explode into something happening off the internet too. And the second those accusations started spreading, you already knew there was no chance this was staying quiet for long. The posts, reactions, live stream clips, and screenshots started flooding everywhere, with people choosing sides almost immediately. Some people defended Candace and argued that nobody should ever have details connected to their family or personal life exposed online, especially during political feuds. Others argued Candace was exaggerating the situation and turning a public disagreement into something bigger for attention. Either way, the internet instantly turned this into a full-blown battlefield. But Laura Loomer wasted absolutely no time firing back either. She came out swinging hard and completely denied Candace's accusations, basically saying no, none of that is true, while insisting the vehicle information being discussed was already public anyway. According to Laura, there was no doxing involved because the details could allegedly already be found through public channels. And instead of trying to calm things down or walk away from the fight, Laura did the exact opposite and cranked the pressure up even higher. Suddenly, the drama stopped being just about cars and privacy accusations because Laura started aiming directly at Candace's personal life and family situation too. She brought Candace's husband, George Farmer, into the middle of the controversy and started bringing up his past legal issues, including an old DUI situation that quickly became another topic people online began debating all over again. The second she mentioned that, social media users started digging through old headlines, reposting clips, and dragging past controversies back into the spotlight like they had never disappeared. Then Laura took things another step further, by questioning Candace financially and accusing her of hypocrisy. She basically challenged Candace by saying, "How are you asking supporters for money while also allegedly living this luxury lifestyle with expensive cars worth hundreds of thousands of dollars?" And once money entered the conversation, the internet completely lost it. People immediately started arguing about political influencers, donations, wealthy commentators, and whether public figures should be criticized for living lavishly while asking followers for support online. At that point, it became crystal clear this was no longer about one single accusation anymore. This had officially turned into an all-out social media war where both sides were throwing every possible controversy, past issue, and personal jab at each other non-stop. Every response led to another response. Every accusation sparked another counterattack, and both audiences kept making the entire thing even louder by reposting everything everywhere. Laura even reportedly threatened legal action at one point, making it very clear she was not planning to back down quietly. She accused Candace of spreading false information and called her a malicious liar, while Candace's supporters doubled down and insisted Laura had crossed major lines already. Meanwhile, Laura's supporters claimed Candace was trying to weaponize accusations to damage Laura publicly. It honestly became one giant online chaos storm where nobody wanted to take a step back. And honestly, when you watch how aggressive this entire situation has become, you can kind of understand why both sides believe they're justified in fighting as hard as they are. Candace clearly feels like her privacy and family boundaries were violated, while Laura seems convinced she's being falsely accused and unfairly targeted. The problem is that once these internet feuds reach this level, they stop being simple disagreements and start turning into personal wars where every old scandal, every old mistake, and every old rumor gets dragged right back into public view. What's wild is how fast things escalated too. One minute this looked like another typical political argument online, and the next minute people were debating lawsuits, privacy laws, financial hypocrisy, and public records all at the same time. Even online, people are completely divided over this whole situation. And honestly, the reactions have been all over the place. Some people are refusing to pick sides entirely because they think both Candace Owens and Laura Loomer have contributed to the toxic energy surrounding this feud in different ways. One person even pointed out that while Laura's accusations and behavior shouldn't simply be brushed off, Candace also helped create the kind of online environment where personal attacks, public call-outs, and nonstop chaos become normal in the first place. And once that opinion started spreading, a lot more people jumped in saying this entire situation feels like the result of years of internet personalities constantly escalating drama for attention. Then you've got another group online fully riding for Laura and defending almost everything she says. Some of Laura's supporters insist she's simply exposing uncomfortable truths that other people are too scared to talk about publicly. A few even started dragging Erika Kirk into the conversation again, claiming Candace allegedly has some deeper unresolved issue there that keeps surfacing over and over whenever certain topics come up. Of course, none of that has actually been proven. But that hasn't stopped social media from spinning endless theories and trying to connect every possible dot they can find. But on the flip side, there are also plenty of people who openly admit they don't even agree with Candace politically and still think Laura's responses have come across way more chaotic and aggressive during this feud. Some users said Candace appears more controlled and calculated publicly, while Laura seems emotionally fired up and unpredictable every time she responds. Others argued that Candace is simply better at framing herself calmly on camera, while Laura leans more into confrontation and shock value online. Either way, people are analyzing every single tweet, live stream clip, and interview like it's some kind of internet courtroom drama unfolding in real time. And just when people thought this situation couldn't get any messier, Candace added another explosive accusation into the mix that completely shifted the tone of the conversation again. She claimed Laura allegedly had a history of crossing inappropriate personal boundaries with younger men in the past. Now, Candace did not provide public evidence while making those remarks, but the accusation alone immediately caused another giant wave of backlash, debates, and outrage online because people knew instantly how serious those kinds of claims could become once they spread across social media. The second those accusations entered the conversation, the entire situation escalated at lightning speed. Laura's response reportedly became even more heated and aggressive after that point, because she clearly felt Candace had crossed a major line personally. According to people following the drama closely, Laura fired back hard, insulting Candace directly and making it crystal clear she wasn't intimidated by the accusations being thrown at her at all. Their exchanges quickly stopped sounding like political disagreements and started sounding like two people genuinely trying to humiliate each other publicly. And then another layer of controversy got added on top of everything else, because some people online began criticizing the tone and wording Laura allegedly used during parts of her response. A number of users claimed certain comments came across as offensive or racially insensitive, depending on how they were interpreted. Others disagreed and argued people were reading too much into her wording because emotions were already running high during the argument. Still, once accusations involving race or offensive language start entering internet drama, everything usually explodes even faster. And that's exactly what happened here. At this stage, the entire situation barely even resembles a normal disagreement anymore. What started as accusations about private information and online behavior has spiraled into personal attacks, old controversies resurfacing, arguments about money, public image battles, and now accusations involving inappropriate conduct and offensive remarks too. Every new post somehow manages to make the feud even uglier than before, and both fan bases keep fueling the chaos by reposting clips and adding their own theories into the mix nonstop. Honestly, when internet drama reaches this level, it stops being about who's technically right or wrong and starts becoming pure personal warfare. The original issue almost gets buried underneath all the anger, insults, accusations, and emotional reactions flying everywhere. And then, just when people thought this feud couldn't get any messier, Candace Owens dropped another video that instantly set social media on fire again. She posted a clip that appeared to show Laura Loomer openly talking about her personal life, past relationships and experiences, while also mentioning controversial figures like Gavin McInnes. The internet immediately started debating whether Candace was exposing hypocrisy or simply trying to embarrass Laura publicly. But Candace didn't stop there either. In the caption, she brought up Laura's alleged political connection, claiming Laura regularly speaks with Donald Trump and has influence in those circles. Whether that's true or not, Candace clearly seems focused on framing Laura in a certain light publicly, while Laura is doing the exact same thing back to her. Because Laura quickly circled back to George Farmer and his past DUI controversy. She reportedly claimed his blood alcohol level was far above the legal limit and suggested the accident was more serious than people originally thought. Laura also brought up the damage to the vehicle, saying it allegedly wasn't minor at all. At this point, both sides are pulling out old incidents, personal history, and anything they can use to challenge each other's credibility online. This no longer feels like one simple disagreement. It feels like multiple battles happening all at once, with both Candace and Laura trying hard to control the narrative while the internet watches every second of it unfold. And honestly, the biggest question people still keep asking is, why now? Why is all of this exploding so fast at this exact moment? Because the speed and intensity of this feud has definitely made people wonder if there's more happening behind the scenes than anyone realizes. And that's exactly why Erika Kirk's name keeps getting pulled back into this whole situation. If you remember, Candace Owens has been extremely vocal about Erika ever since Charlie's passing. She's publicly criticized her multiple times, broken down details in videos, and honestly hasn't held back much at all. That history is a huge reason why some people online think there could be deeper tension connected to everything happening right now. And then things got even crazier when Candace was voted one of the most vile public figures by Time magazine. A lot of people online were shocked by that label and immediately started debating it nonstop. Some users were literally saying, wait, out of everybody out there, especially with all these other major controversies happening, that's the person you picked? And once Candace reacted publicly to the criticism herself, it only made the internet talk even louder, because now this whole thing feels way bigger than simple online drama. It's become about media narratives, public image, politics, and internet influence all colliding together at the same time. That's why people started paying extra attention when Laura Loomer suddenly came in this aggressively against Candace. Some people think it's just another internet feud, while others believe the timing feels a little too perfect to be completely random. Now, to be fair, there is absolutely no direct proof connecting Erika Kirk to any of this, and a lot of these conversations are purely speculation online. But people still keep raising eyebrows because of how intense this feud became so quickly and how personal everything suddenly turned. That's the part keeping the internet hooked right now. So now people are asking the big question, is Laura acting completely on her own, or did she step into a situation that already had tension building behind the scenes? Because honestly, when you look at how everything lined up, this whole thing doesn't feel random at all. It feels like pressure that had been building quietly for a long time until it finally exploded in public. But now I want to know your thoughts on all this. Do you think Laura Loomer is acting alone, or do you think there's something bigger happening behind the scenes? And what do you think about Candace Owens constantly bringing Erika Kirk into the conversation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.